The impound section in Towbook is essential to any company that stores vehicles for customers, law enforcement, or commercial and residential properties. When a call has been completed using your storage lot as the destination, an impound will be created automatically. It's also important to know that when a call is completed, Towbook will automatically begin calculating daily storage and allow the addition of other impound-related fees, eliminating the time and costly mistakes that can happen when this process is done manually. Let's get to know this section a little better by reviewing some basic functions of the Impounds page. New impound. As described earlier, Towbook will create an impound for any call that's completed with your storage lot set as the destination. However, if you need to create a new impound, feel free to click on the New Impound button here. This will bring up the call editor and allow you to create a new impound just as you would a call on the dispatching page. Notice that when creating a new impound here, the destination will automatically populate as your lot. Once finished, be sure to select Create Impound at the bottom of the call. Creating a report. Any company that impounds vehicles needs the ability to create detailed reports, since it's common for law enforcement and municipalities to require specific reports. To begin, click on the Create Report button to start generating your custom report and enter your report-specific parameters, such as certain accounts, impound lots, which vehicles to include, police hold status, auction vehicles, and more. After adding the report parameters, you can turn this report into a template by clicking on the Generate button. To store this as a custom report, click Save. Enter the name of the report for future reference, and click Save one more time. The next time you want to rerun the report with this information, your report will be here and ready to use. Filter, sort, and search options. Next, let's discuss various ways to filter and search on the Impounds page. If you have multiple lots, you'll see a Filter By drop-down menu in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Here, you're able to show stored or impounded vehicles for any particular lot at any time. Like our dispatching section, you can choose what data is displayed on your impound page by clicking on the Show Hide Columns option and choosing which information you'd like to see. Once you have your preferred data displayed, feel free to organize these columns using the drag and drop method. The order of the columns will be saved until you change this in the future. Each individual column has a sort functionality. For instance, if you'd like to sort by number of days a vehicle has been on your lot, simply click on the column heading to quickly sort by that information. There are a couple of ways to search for impounds on this page. The first is our Quick Search option. Here you can search for any information quickly, such as call number, VIN, make, model, contact details, and much more. Next is our Advanced Search option. Click on the blue Search button and enter as many details as you like. You can also choose to search in current or released impounds here as well. Need to export your impound data? Click on the Export button at any time to export this information to an Excel spreadsheet. Also, if you need a printout of your stored vehicles for any reason, you're able to print this list by choosing the Print option on this page. Viewing impounds. Now that we've covered some of the basics of the Impounds page, let's check out some different functions. Notice the 4 tabs at the top. The Current tab is always shown by default and lists all the current vehicles on your lot. Click on the Released tab to view any vehicles that have been released. The Auction tab will show any vehicles that you've deemed ready to be taken to auction, and the All tab will show all vehicles listed in the previous 3 tabs. Let's take a look at one of our impounds. Clicking on an impound will expand it and allow you to view our Quick Action items. These items allow you to perform certain actions without having to be in the Impound Details page. Going over these options, you're able to view the impound, modify it, add any impound notes, email the invoice, quickly record a payment, view photos and videos attached to the impound, view any files, see the impound history, or move the vehicle to the Auction tab. Also, you'll notice a few different icons on this screen to help quickly identify whether an impound vehicle contains photos, notes, or has a current police hold. Impound Details page. You can open the Impound Details page for a specific impound by clicking on either the stock number or View Impound button. When opening the impound details page for a specific vehicle, you'll see all the information you need, such as call details, any charges, photos and videos, vehicle details, files, any tasks due, your state letters, and at the very bottom, the impound history. If you're an AutoData Direct customer, you'll be excited to know that Towbook integrates with AutoData Direct. Notice the option to connect with ADD123 here. With our AutoData Direct integration, you can look up vehicles in real time and send certified letters using the ADD123 Direct Post Office service. You can also run MVR reports and perform theft checks using DMV123 via Towbook. We have a full feature video available on this integration when you're ready to connect. Let's check out the action bar at the top of the impound details page. You'll notice that some of these are the same as the expanded quick action items on the previous screen, so that you can perform these actions in either place. Click on Modify Impound to edit or change any details of the call. As always, be sure to save your changes at the bottom when finished. Next, you'll see the option to record a payment. It's important to note that Towbook is integrated with Square for credit card processing, with additional functionality built in to support Square terminals, should you use them to release vehicles in your office. If your company uses Square, we have a training video dedicated to setting this up in your system. To apply a payment to the impound, click on Record Payment, enter the payment amount, reference number if necessary, and add the payment type. The date and time will default to your current date and time, but you're able to change these in the event you need to backdate a payment also. Releasing a vehicle. When you're ready to begin the release process, click on Release Vehicle. Choose how the vehicle is being released. Towbook organizes release reasons from most common to least common. We'll choose Released with Payment for this example. The release date and time will already be added for you, but again, you're able to change this here if needed. Next, be sure to enter all of your release details, such as driver's license number, expiration date, type, and contact information of the person or entity you're releasing it to. You'll be able to make any of these fields required when customizing your company settings. Once release details have been entered, move on to Step 2 to record the payment. By default, the single payment option will be selected, but you're able to record multiple payment types here if needed. Simply select the payment type and enter the amount and reference number. Next, you're able to add notes about the release if needed. These notes are optional and not required. Now, you're ready to release the vehicle. Select Release and Print to release the vehicle and print a receipt for your customer at the same time. Or simply click Release to move the vehicle to your Released tab in Towbook. Once released, all release information will be added to the impound details page, and you'll now see an option to undo the release if this was done by accident. Next, you'll see an auction button. Click this button when it's been determined that a specific impound will be going to auction. You'll find all auction vehicles in the Auction tab on the main impound screen and be able to manage them from there. You'll also have the option to move multiple vehicles to your auction list at one time. Select all vehicles to be auctioned under your current list in the main screen of the Impounds tab. Scroll down to the bottom of the page and select the drop-down to Move to Auction. Towouts. Moving back to the action bar in the impound details page, let's talk about towouts. Do you need to tow a vehicle from storage to another location? Towbook makes managing towouts simple. Click on the Tow from Storage button to initiate the towout. Once the towout has been created, you'll now see a waiting call on your dispatch screen with the vehicle and the release labeled as towout. When modifying the call, you'll now see the original pickup location, original destination, and towout pickup address. Enter the destination towout address here. Select the driver and truck for the towout, and also notice that Towbook automatically adds the original dates and timestamps to the notes of the call. Add any additional charges under the towout portion of the charges section and click Save Changes or Save and Dispatch to your driver. You can manage this call through completion via the dispatching section, just as any other call, and all charges will be displayed on the receipt for your customer's records. Moving back to the impound action bar, you'll see options at the top to upload photos and upload files to the impound. It's important to remember that any photos uploaded to the impound will be shown to your customer when the receipt is sent if you have the option to share photos turned on. This option is turned on by default for all accounts. Files uploaded via the Upload Files section are private to your company and only able to be viewed internally. Next, you'll be able to add notes to this impound at any time by selecting the Add Note option. We recommend using our Impound Notes option to keep track of all activities for each vehicle. Notes are time-stamped, show which user added the note on the call, and this information is always available to you. When notes are on an impounded or stored vehicle, they will also be highlighted in the mobile app so your drivers can see them quickly and in plain view. Impound notes can be deleted, but only by those with a manager user account. Continuing on, you'll see options to email and print the invoice. When selecting the Email Invoice/Photos option, you can enter an email address or a cell phone number to text the receipt with a link to the job photos. You can add an additional message if you'd like, and choose to either send the full invoice or a summary of the impound. You can also choose to hide charges, discounts, and/or photos in this screen too. If you would prefer to print the impound invoice in Office, click on the Print Invoice option. Select whether to hide any charges or discounts, and then select the Print Invoice button. A window with a print preview will appear, and you can send this to your local printer. If you'd like to only print a summary view of this impound, choose the Print Summary option. When selecting Print, a window will appear with a print preview, and you can send this summary to your printer. The next choice on the impound action bar is Print Property Release. If you're releasing vehicle property, select this option. Enter in a description of the property received, and print this for your customer to sign and date. Finally, we have the Delete option. If this stored vehicle is no longer valid, click on Delete and remove the call permanently from your system if needed. Now that we've gone through all the available actions in the action bar, let's scroll down and see what other information the Impound Details page has to offer. Notice the Payment section. All payments made on the call will be displayed here, and you're able to void the payment from here also. All photos and files uploaded to the call will show in the corresponding Photographs and Files section. Tasks and Reminders. To help you remember when to send a letter or complete a task for a stored vehicle, our Tasks and Reminders section makes it easy for you to create and manage all the tasks you're responsible for completing. Examples of tasks can include letters, state forms, scheduled inspections, and any other important tasks you can't miss. These tasks and reminders can be set up in the Settings tab, which will be covered in another video, and will appear on every impounded vehicle in your system here. Once a task is completed, check the box to indicate that this has been done. We'll automatically date, timestamp, and add who completed it so others on your team can see that this has been completed also. You can uncomplete the task by unchecking the box. If you need to create unique tasks for a specific call, feel free to create them here. Add a new name for your task, select the date to be completed, and link a specific letter in your system if applicable. Once created, you're able to edit any ad hoc tasks, delete them, or view the history. Click on the Show Deleted box to view any tasks that have previously been deleted. State letters. As mentioned previously, Tobook is integrated with AutoData Direct for all of your lien processing needs. But if you prefer to manually send your own state letters, we make this process as easy as possible for you. For most states, Tobook is preloaded with letters and forms for managing the lien holder process. Under the Letter section, you'll see the letters that are pre-populated for your state. Next to each letter in your system, you'll see two options: Send and Print. If you're connected to AutoData Direct, you'll want to choose the Send option, where you'll select the recipients to send the letter to. Choose the letter type and mailing date. If you prefer to manually send your state letters from Tobook, you want to choose the Print option. Any call data stored in Tobook will automatically be added to the letter to save as much time as possible, and any remaining fields can be filled in manually as needed. When you're ready, simply print and save the letter and send it out via your designated delivery method. Don't forget to mark any tasks completed to remind yourself and inform your team members that the letter has been sent for that particular vehicle. We understand that sometimes you may need custom letters that are unique to your company. In an effort to accommodate those needs, Tobook offers a complimentary service to add custom letters to your system. Feel free to send us a copy of the letter needed via chat or at support@tobook.com, and our team will be happy to add this for you. Auction Manager. In addition to the standard auction list, Tobook also offers Auction Manager, a complete auction management solution designed to assist companies that host auctions throughout the year. When the Auction Manager is enabled, you'll see the View Auctions option in your Impounds tab. Once selected, you'll be able to view all your upcoming and completed auctions and all auction items that have been moved to the auction list. You'll notice that all columns are customizable, meaning they can be filtered, hidden, and moved according to the order you prefer them to be in. Create a new auction by selecting the New Auction button. Name your auction, choose the lot that the auction will take place at, select your start and end times, and add any additional description. Next, add any auction items by selecting them and then assigning them to the corresponding auction. Important note: if any auction items still have a police hold, Tobook will indicate this with a gold shield icon, and the vehicle cannot be added to any auctions until the hold is removed via the call editor. Once auction lists have been created, you're able to view or edit them at any time in the future. Selecting the Edit button will allow you to modify any details about the auction. Viewing the auction will give you options to delete this auction, change views or print the auction, and edit or remove any auction items if needed. Finally, feel free to choose which columns to show, export the auction to an Excel file, and filter the columns according to your specific needs. As we end our tutorial on Tobook's Impound Manager, we hope you learned just how powerful this tool can be and take advantage of its time-saving potential for your company.